Have you ever walked into a room and forgotten why you went there? For younger people, it might be brushed off as a funny distraction, but for seniors, especially those over 60, moments like these can stir deep fear. Is this normal aging? Or is this the beginning of memory loss? Memory changes with age are common, but sometimes subtle warning signs point to something more serious, and catching those signs early can make all the difference. Memory loss does not have to mean the end of independence or joy. With awareness, support, and healthy habits, seniors can recognize the signs and take steps to protect their brain health. Across America, seniors quietly voice their greatest fear, not death, but losing memory. They worry, what if I don't recognize my children? What if I forget my home? What if I lose myself? These fears are not exaggerated. Dementia affects millions of older adults, but here is the hopeful truth. Noticing the early warning signs allows families to respond early, seek care, and slow decline. Awareness becomes empowerment. Consider Helen, a 78-year-old retired nurse in Michigan. She always prided herself on her sharp mind. But one year, she began forgetting appointments and repeating stories. At first, her children brushed it off. Mom's just aging, they thought. But Helen herself felt something was wrong. I didn't feel like me anymore, she admitted. With her doctor's help, Helen was diagnosed early with mild cognitive impairment. Instead of despair, she took action, joining brain health programs, adjusting her diet, and practicing memory exercises. Catching it early gave me hope, she explained. Helen's story shows us that awareness is not about labeling. It is about preparing. Joseph, 81, in Michigan, faced another kind of warning. After his wife's passing, he became forgetful, misplacing keys and forgetting names. At first, his children thought it was grief. But then Joseph got lost driving to a familiar store. That was the wake-up call. His daughter said, "We realized this was more than sadness. It was memory decline." Joseph's family stepped in with gentle support, driving with him, helping organize medications, encouraging brain exercises. Joseph said, "I was scared, but I felt less alone." Catching his early signs allowed his family to adapt with love. Nancy, 74 in Texas, feared memory loss after she began losing track of conversations. "I would start a story and then blank out," she said. Friends noticed she repeated herself often. Instead of hiding, Nancy opened up to her doctor. Tests showed mild memory decline, but not dementia. Her doctor taught her strategies: keeping a memory journal, practicing daily mental games, and prioritizing sleep. "I felt relieved," Nancy said. "It wasn't too late. I could still fight back." Dolores, 76 in California, struggled with confusion about time. "I thought it was Tuesday when it was Friday," she recalled. She once showed up to an appointment a week early. At first, she laughed it off, but when it became frequent, she grew anxious. Her daughter gently suggested evaluation. Dolores discovered she had early-stage dementia. It was painful, but she said, "At least I know. Now I can prepare, not be blindsided." Awareness gave her and her family time to plan for independence. dignity, and support. These stories illustrate the 7 early warning signs seniors and families should watch for. The first is forgetting recent events or conversations. Everyone forgets occasionally, but repeating questions or forgetting things just discussed is a red flag. Helen noticed this in herself. The second is difficulty completing familiar tasks. Joseph's trouble driving to the store he had visited for years showed this. When everyday activities become confusing, memory decline may be the cause. The third is confusion with time or place. Dolores thought it was the wrong day, arriving at appointments on the wrong date. Seniors who get lost in familiar places need evaluation. The fourth is trouble with language. Nancy's struggle to complete stories or find words reflected this. When conversations become harder to follow, memory changes may be at play. The fifth is misplacing things and losing the ability to retrace steps. Joseph's keys weren't the problem. It was that he couldn't remember retracing his path to find them. The sixth is changes in judgment or decision-making. Seniors may fall for scams, make unusual purchases, or forget basic safety, like turning off the stove. The seventh is withdrawal from work, hobbies, or social life. Seniors who once loved gardening, reading, or social groups may suddenly lose interest. This is more than mood. It can be a sign of cognitive decline. Why are these signs important? Because catching them early allows action. Science shows that brain exercises, proper diet, social engagement, and medical care can slow decline. Memory loss is not always dementia. It can result from medications, depression, or vitamin deficiencies. Early recognition opens doors to solutions. For seniors, acknowledging these signs can feel terrifying. It threatens identity and independence, but denial only deepens the risk. Awareness empowers seniors to adapt, organizing their days, leaning on support, and practicing habits that protect the brain. Families play a crucial role. Gentle conversations, encouragement, and patience build trust. Instead of saying, "You're forgetting again," families can say, "I've noticed this. Let's talk to a doctor together." Practical steps make a difference. Seniors can use journals, calendars, and reminders. They can practice brain games, puzzles, and new learning to build neuroplasticity. Diets rich in fish, leafy greens, and berries protect the brain. Exercise improves circulation and cognition. Social engagement, phone calls, groups, and volunteering keeps the mind sharp. Sleep hygiene reduces memory decline. Each of these habits strengthens independence. You see, memory loss does not have to mean the end of hope. Helen still lives with purpose. Joseph still laughs with family. Nancy still sharpens her brain daily. Dolores still finds joy in moments with loved ones. Their lives are not defined by memory loss. They are defined by resilience. #@meta. Sex 0.05. Confusion grows, crises emerge, and choices vanish. Another senior acknowledges signs, seeks help, and adapts. Their family supports them, their doctor guides them, and their days remain purposeful. Both faced the same challenge, But one chose fear, the other chose hope. And now, I invite you to reflect. If you are a senior, have you noticed memory changes? Will you share them with someone you trust? If you are a family member, will you support your loved one with compassion? Share your thoughts in the comments. Your story may inspire another to take action. Share this video with someone who needs awareness, and don't forget to subscribe to Verdant Years, where each week we bring stories, tools, and inspiration to help seniors live with clarity, dignity, and joy. Because aging is not about losing yourself, it is about finding new strength. Memory loss may be part of the journey, but it does not erase the person. With awareness, action, and love, seniors can face it with courage. 7 warning signs, 1 powerful truth. Catching it early gives hope, and every senior deserves that hope.